DiverseCity Voices have had a very positive impact on getting my perspectives, my viewpoints, and my comments in the media. Through DiverseCity Voices, I've been able to speak with quite a wider variety of media, more frequent contact, and on a variety of issues. For example, I've spoken with the Globe and Mail on the G20 Summit. I've spoken to Canoe Live on a variety of topics, including representation, leadership, education, young people, engagement, community programs. I've spoken to a newspaper in Ottawa, just looking at different new Canadians and how they adopt to society. The Toronto Star, they asked me to do an article on a commentary op-ed piece on leadership in February. And so, I mean, there have been quite a number of opportunities to be participating in print, broadcast, the internet, and other forms of media through DiverseCity Voices. Once they go into the database and contact me, I've been able to make my voice heard more often than I have before. Definitely, I think the key issue right now is getting young people engaged, getting young people more, as positive voices in the media, and trying to make sure that when young people are doing positive things, that the media is going out there and covering those issues. So it's great for the media to amplify and to show that our young people in the community are making a positive difference in their communities, making a positive difference for themselves, and making a positive difference in order to build themselves as leaders. And so that's one of the areas that I definitely have a big interest in. When young people can go and they can organize conferences for themselves, they can take over like a hotel and make that hotel look like a campus, because they're sitting in the lobby, they're studying, they're playing cooperatively, they're sharing, they're networking. So I think for me, that's one of the biggest areas of trying to get young people to be seen in a positive light. Definitely what we want to do is we want to give our young people the opportunity to grow, and to give our young people the opportunity to grow in such a diverse, pluralistic, global society. We need to see them as leaders, and we need to develop their capacity as leaders to show that our young people are able to do great things. And in order to show that our young people can do great things, we need to message them as positive agents of leadership and agents of change. And sometimes we have to encourage the media to be that voice, because sometimes people do not always see young people in that light. So one of my projects is to get them to be seen in a much more positive light, and using the media as the messenger, we can get the word out when they're doing great things in their communities and in their schools, and for whether it's in their workplace or any other place, just being champions of their own positive development. Definitely what I would tell you is that the young people are coming up with plans. They have entry plans in terms of their own growth, building capacity, grassroots workshops, and various ways of campaigning and teaching each other various skills. And so it would be good to come in and just have a look at what they're doing and how they use modern technology and how they use new networking to really get out there and to build their skills, and to just share that with the wider society. In terms of getting out to the media, being positive, having a compelling story to tell, making sure that the story that I'm telling is of wide public importance, using a variety of ways to get the media attention, whether it's using Twitter, blogs, using Facebook, using telephone contact, using a letter to the editor, using calling up the editors when you see something in the papers that you really feel really touched about, just calling them and talking to them about it and sharing your own perspective with them. I get on the radar because of the perspective that I share on various stories, and it might be a compelling story or a story of importance or something that's currently being looked at, and they're looking for people who might have an opinion. And so I have opinions. I'm pretty opinionated, and so I share my opinions. So the more I share, is the more calls I receive. So just being just open in terms of sharing your opinions and being positive about it as well. I find definitely my blogs, Twitter, Facebook, I find that the media are following me, and so that's one of the ways that they contact me. They phone me, they send me emails, and then they also use your database, of course, and they get in contact with me through the database as well. And then they just keep checking all the time. Or I may write a comment and it resonates with them, so they call me for follow-up, or some other media calls me for follow-up on it. But I keep an open communication with the media. I see them as friends, and so once you see them as friends, they're not afraid to contact you for a comment. I never say no comment. I always have something to say. Recently I was at the Air Canada Center, and the Raptors were playing their final game. So the CBC, they came off and they were filming us standing there, and they said, would you like to give a short clip? And so I said, of course, I would be willing to give a short clip. And I kept it very brief. I said, although the Raptors won this game, they won and they lost, because they won the game, but they lost a chance in the playoff because their rivals, who were Chicago. Chicago had also won its game. So I kept it very short to the point. They won at the Air Canada Center, but they lost the opportunity to go in the playoff. And so they like that. It's short, it's brief. It was invitational because I volunteered to share my opinion, but I kept it relevant enough that if they wanted to carry it, they have a quick soundbite that captures exactly what happened. I definitely believe that the media have a greater opportunity to better represent the diversity of voices in the society, and that definitely through Metri diversity voices, that the media can find subject area experts that represents all Canadians, that represent the face of Toronto, that represents the widespread demographics, so that when people are hearing subject experts, they can see subject experts that look like the everyday people that ride the TTC and that they see walking along Yonge Street or at Union Station. So definitely Diverse City Voices provides an opportunity to tap into many subject area experts that we do not necessarily see on TV every day. So it gives that mainstream a little bit more complexional diversity. Definitely need complexional diversity, and I don't mean it as a token. I definitely mean people need to see a lot more than they're seeing right now. Because if we're talking about the society changing, how are we competitive if we only see the same faces all the time? We need to give our young people the chance, and our older folks as well, the chance to feel inspired by what they see. And they need to see a better mix in the media. Because when most people, whatever they see in the media, they believe to be true. So the media can create a certain impression, and that impression is lasting. So if the media is very, very homogeneous, then that becomes the only dominant voice that people see. And the only universal standard they see is that. They need to see more than that.